My fat was just trying to keep me safe. And once I realized these two crucial pieces that no one ever told me about, it melted away, and better yet, it's never coming back. Let's stoke it up. Let's talk about boundaries. We all think that we have them, but they're actually the toxic boundaries that we've been programmed to think are safe. And so our bodies are just a physical representation of what is going on internally. And when we're not safe internally, we are having these physical armors, this protective shield that is just trying to keep us safe. That in the reality, it's not trying to make you feel guilty or bad about yourself. That's all in the mind. We think that if I do all these actions and take care of my body, then it'll show. But the big part is that it's all internal, and we've programmed these thoughts and beliefs that just keep building on instead of releasing. So as we try and diet, which can we just get rid of that word? It is killing ourselves with extra steps, and it is not good for you. In fact, it holds a vibration of disappointment and negativity and only feeds that fire that we are not trying to light. So, with that being said, let's focus on what kind of boundaries we actually hold in ourselves that is reflected in our environment. Most of us hold our boundaries in different parts of our bodies. It's reflected in a lot of different body types, in fact. So people who have a really heavy bottom half, they're holding that trauma and that protection in their hips and in their womb. People that have heavy shoulders and are broad on top, they're actually trying to protect and hold such a strong armor that it's being shown as a build and a strength. When we can look at it in a way of protection and security instead of it being taxing and a negative part of our body, it will literally melt away because your body is finally letting you know and you're listening that it doesn't need to be protected anymore and that you are secure in your boundaries and that will reflect outward, and you don't need a physical representation of protection, of safety, of security. It's no longer needed. Boundaries are such a crucial part of our aura and our energy. And that's why a lot of us feel like there's energy vampires around us, because our boundaries aren't solid. It makes sense, right? So when we can actually have a real, authentic, genuine boundary of our own self, it will reverberate to our outer and physical world and be a physical embodiment, right? Embodiment. And that embodiment doesn't need to have excess built security blankets on it. It can be calm and released and valid. The second is about feeling safe in your surroundings. Once we can have healthy boundaries, we can tap into that safety, that womb healing, where we have felt that fight or flight in us, that insecurity of not feeling safe in where we are at in our solid foundation. So once we can be solid in our grounding, then it is all just an uphill battle that ends up becoming easier and easier because our body is finally being listened to. And we try and think that we know what we're doing, and we listen to all these people and see, well, they lost it, and so what they did must work. That's not true. It's what is your body telling you that it needs. If your body is not ready to feel safe in its surroundings, you can diet and do all of this stuff that's gonna take it off, or weight loss, but it will find you again because it was not meant to be lost. It was meant to protect you. So when you can actually understand that side of things, and it's actually beautiful what our extra fat is doing for us. It is a shelter and a protection. When you are grounded, which keep an eye out, subscribe, and hit the notification, because next week we'll be talking about grounding and how grounding I actually do in my sleep. I don't even have to try. It's easy, and it healed skin issues that I had my entire life that I truly did not even think were possible to be able to get rid of. So keep an eye out for that one. But grounding is making you be stable in your footing. Before I got grounded, I was actually tripping on myself. I couldn't even stand straight. I would kind of be loosey-goosey, falling on myself, tripping on air, I would say. And after that, once I was solid in my footing, my body didn't need to protect and keep those barriers for when I would knock into things, I guess. But it's all of those other little things like that, where we're not even paying attention to. It's just a part of our identity. And those pieces of identity have been programmed into us. And so we actually aren't that at all. When we are grounded and we are solid in our footing, then we're able to actually hold our power. And we don't need those protective barriers, that armor, keeping us safe anymore. So once I realized that and I was able to start grounding, I already could notice a difference in my body. Now, the real fun one, and this is actually a little extra, is value. If you feel like your body is your value in this world, if you feel like your value is centered around how you look, reignite that into how you are showing up. How are you really showing up for your body in this world? Are you showing up, or are you just putting on a mask to make yourself feel comfortable in this world? That fake sense of security that, again, is not going to help you heal. It's not going to release that fat because your body is going to want to keep it. You know those drugs these days that claim to just melt your fat away and everyone's raving about them? I noticed an interesting part of that is that the people who their bodies weren't ready to release had emotional issues when they lost the weight. They were depressed and feeling negative, and even though their bodies looked the way they wanted it to, they didn't have the feeling that they thought they would receive in that body. And that is a crucial part, because once you heal the internal part, then your body can release and it won't keep pulling it back because it doesn't need to. It has served its purpose and now it can be free. You can be free, which is the biggest part of it all, right? Changing these two key things within myself finally kicked me past my plateaus that I always seem to get into in my physical body. And truly, I have a body now that I have never known. It's beautiful and strong, protected, while flowing effortlessly through life. And it feels so good. So, grounding and showing up for yourself. Those are the two key takeaways. And then you can start working on and showing your body that it is loved, it is protected, it is solid in its footing, and it doesn't need to protect you anymore. That you can do that on your own, that you are strong and valuable without it being a physical attribute, that you are valuable and your light will shine through once you allow it to. Keep remembering that no matter what, you are protected because you've got you. Not this world, not this crazy reality. This reality is hard, let's be honest. The last thing that we need is our own self-judgment pulling onto our bodies and showing that as a reflection. Show up for yourself. You can do the hard things. I love you.